Hi guys, it's Kate from Open Door Counsel and Life Coaching. Today is Therapy Thursday. Today we're going to be talking about relational health, okay? We all need to hear this. So there are four primary emotions: happy, sad, anger, and fear. Four primary emotions: happy, sad, anger, fear. So emotions are personal notifications revealing the things in life that we enjoy, things that we dislike, things we care about, or that are important to us. Okay. Emotions are informational. They're important. Okay. But now most people need help in the areas of naming, accepting, understanding, and engaging in their emotional world. It's okay. We all need help. So it's easy to complain about what, like the other person, like your partner, for example, it's easy to complain about what they're not doing, but it's more vulnerable for you to ask them to actually do something. So we want to write down some specific things that are important to you that you feel are falling short in your relationship, okay? So those we are in relationship with, they do not know what we need when, okay? They do not know our deepest level of emotion or what we need in light of that, okay? In order to communicate emotions and needs well, we prepare, we take time to map out what we'd like to say. We use the words "I feel" and the words "my concern is" and "how do you feel about that?" So remember, relationships are adaptive. So behavior influences behavior. Relationships are adaptive. Behavior influences behavior. Relational change occurs when each person understands how the other one feels. So think about this. Emotion is the music in the dance of adult intimacy. When we change the music, we change the dance. So we want to build empathy. We want to do that. We need to do that, and we want to do that to build empathy towards your partner's feelings too. Not just about what you're feeling, but what about their feeling. When we are emotionally struggling, our knee-jerk reaction can be to point the finger at our partner or at others. However, we always need to think about what like our part, the part we play in how we're feeling. Does that make sense? Nobody really likes that part because it's called taking responsibility for yourself, but it's important. We need to ask ourselves, do I tend to forgive myself quicker than I offer forgiveness? Do I have more empathy towards myself than I do other people? If so, why? Since taking responsibility for ourselves is aligned with maturity, we want to write down all the ways we can grow and change. So you're having relational troubles, take responsibility for yourself, write down ways that you can grow and change. When we humble ourselves and proactively share responsibility, our partners are much more likely to respond favorably. Now, surprisingly, one way to best influence change in others is to change ourselves. I am going to say that again. Surprisingly, one way to best influence others is to change ourselves. So we can get to the breaking points where neither party has a desire or the energy to extend themselves toward one another. So we have to ask ourselves, how long am I willing to wait? Ask yourself, what am I waiting for? What is my breaking point? What am I willing to do for the sake of the relationship? If changes are unlikely, then what? How long will I wait for changes? Am I willing to say I give it am I willing to say that I gave it my best shot? Like, what are you willing to do in order to say I gave it my best shot? Relational health requires both sides to work in the relationship, cannot be one-sided. The motivation level of each partner is the most important factor. So both sides need to be motivated towards change in order for this to work and for there to be relational health. So we want to note, we never want to compromise our personal safety or mental health for the sake of a relationship. Now, do I have my own beliefs on that as far as Christianity and being a Christ follower is concerned? Yes, and there are actually biblical principles. So part of what I believe in that space would have to be extended a little bit further, but we're not going to talk about that now because today's Therapy Thursday, not Truthful Tuesday. We want to choose what we will and won't allow. We need to create healthy boundaries and actions. If your partner violates your boundaries, there must be a consequence. I feel like if this happens, then this is going to happen. Almost like when you're trying to teach your children, like if you touch your brother again, you're going to sit in a timeout. And then when he touches his brother again, you physically get up and you place him in that timeout again and again and again until, not that you need to treat your partner like a child, but a lot of people that I know have taken a lot of abuse over a long period of time, and they complain about it a lot, but they don't do anything to change it. And you have to do something to create change in your life. I'm a pretty straight shooter when it comes to truthful things. And as painful as it is, or as much as you want to click off right now, maybe you need to think about, have I suffered and struggled and just complained about this forever and ever and ever and never made a change? Why? Am I unwilling to change? Am I afraid to change? What's on the other side of my decision? Sometimes that hinders people, but there needs to be, especially if it's unhealthy, if you have no boundaries and your partner is violating you, there needs to be a consequence. Does that make sense? So leaving a relationship may be due to untreated addiction, mental illness, any form of abuse, or unwillingness to literally just work on the relationship. So to recap, we put thoughtful reflection into our emotions, then lovingly invite our partner into how we're feeling and why. Lastly, we discuss what it means for your relationship and how to navigate forward. I'm Kate from Open Door Counsel and Life Coaching. This is your Therapy Thursday.